Well, I'm supportive of government's stand not to seek international arbitration, pursuing our stand, our claim over those properties that we rightfully belong to us by historical and also by legal right. So let's pursue that. I think we are on the right track. We're winning. In fact, U.S. and the other European countries are already telegraphing, to China that it might be, that the result of this arbitration might favor the Philippines, and for China to respect that. Second, we should continue pursuing diplomatic ways. We renounce war as a national policy, so it is for our diplomatic officers to pursue, some form of talks, whether formal or informal, with China over our conflicting claims. Third, of course, we should continue to make sure that we can defend our country by enabling our armed forces to be able to defend by a strong navy, strong air force, and a missile defense system. And we should ensure that our young people, our citizens, are able to defend our country when the time comes. No? So ROTC should be reintroduced as compulsory or mandatory, especially to state university students. No? As a first measure, of course, eventually, in order to have a citizen army that can defend, ready and able to defend our country from external aggression, we must be able to train them. And then, of course, we should take advantage of the EDCA. Now that it is constitutional, it is in place and should be implemented, we have to make sure that within these 10 years of EDCA, we'll be able to ensure that we take advantage of it. Because EDCA, or through EDCA, U.S. can use our basing facilities. So we should offer our bases, especially those that needed to be improved, for U.S. to introduce improvements. So the presence of American bases or American forces in this area will stabilize, because it is for a fact that after the Americans left our country, that was the time when the Chinese Navy or China started encroaching on our seas, on those islands or reef that we claim. They started to build their own base, okay, to lay claim physically on these islands that we are claiming, and together with other countries. And then last, we need to improve our relationship with other countries in the ASEAN region, especially those that claim also, that have similar claims over those islands, so that we can fashion out the best way to resolve these conflicting claims without resorting to aggression, acts of bullying, or maybe war. So we need to do that, those actions.
So, sir, moving forward, what is your role in handling this issue?
Well, as a legislator, of course, we craft the government policy. So we can, by way of legislation, support foreign policy of government. We've already tackled, improving our ability to defend. So in terms of arming or strengthening the defense capability of the armed forces, so we can introduce laws that will improve by way of budget, increasing the budget of the armed forces, so that they can support the procurement of equipment that will improve, enable the Navy, the Air Force, and also come up with a reasonable defense or effective defense, missile defense system. laws that will reintroduce ROTC is mandatory so that our young citizens can really prepare for any eventuality. Um, we can also do oversight as a legislator. One of the functions of a legislator is to conduct oversight investigations to ensure that the executive branch does what it must do under the laws, that they have to enforce it.